Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be comparing the ROCKS Amphitheater in Colorado and the Gorge Amphitheater in Washington. Literally so many people ask me all the time which venue is better. And the honest truth is that I hadn't been to ROCKS yet. This past week was my first time attending, and I feel really strongly about not commenting about events or venues that I haven't actually been to yet. So I've officially been to both ROCKS and the Gorge, and I'm excited to finally be doing this video for you guys. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Cotton Candy. I am a music festival vlogger, so I travel and go to music festivals all over the country and, when permitted, all over the world. I do live kind of a crazy lifestyle. This year alone, I have 25 festivals scheduled. Well, some already happened. I will drop my full festival schedule right here, and it's always changing. I'm always adding more events. Yeah, I'm definitely a rave music festival addict. If you're not already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on awesome exclusive videos about all of these events I'm going to. So yeah, the Gorge Amphitheater in Washington and the ROCKS Amphitheater in Colorado are two of the most famous venues in all of the United States, and because I've been to so many festivals all over the country and the world, everyone always asks me which venue is better, ROCKS or the Gorge? And I've never been comfortable answering that question, of course, because I hadn't been to ROCKS before, but I finally went last week for Seven Lions, which I was so incredibly excited about because unless you're new here, you know that Seven Lions is my favorite DJ of all time. And yeah, I'm excited to share my thoughts about what I think is the best venue. However, first, I'm just gonna go over details about each venue. I'm gonna basically do a side-by-side comparison, so you guys have all the details, all the facts that are going into my decision, and then at the end of this video, I will reveal what I think is the best venue. So the Gorge Amphitheater is in the state of Washington. It is way out in the middle of nowhere. It's approximately like 150 miles from Seattle and like 150 miles from Spokane, Washington. So it's really far out in nature, and honestly, it's just so beautiful that way because anyone who hasn't been to Washington, I'll just paint a picture. Because Washington rains so much, it's actually so green and lush there. It's beautiful. The whole state is beautiful. Like, yes, it's far away from civilization, but when I went to the Gorge, I honestly loved the drive because it was so beautiful to look around. It is considered by so many lists to be one of the most beautiful scenic concert venues in the whole world. And the capacity of the event area of the Gorge is over 27,000. So it's really quite massive, and honestly, it just feels even bigger because like when you're there, looking over the scenery, out at the canyons, the world around you is just so massive. Okay, and ROCKS Amphitheater is located in Colorado, really close to Denver. What's super unique about this venue is that it is built into a giant rock structure. Like Red Rocks is a park, and they basically carved out and built an amphitheater in the middle of rocks. It's kind of hard to explain, so I'll like drop some pictures right here. Yeah, it's really high up in these mountain of rocks, and the elevation is over 6,000 feet, almost 7,000 feet above sea level. So just a side note, if you do attend ROCKS and you're coming from a lower elevation, just keep that in mind. A lot of people can get really sick when they go from sea level that high so fast. The capacity for the amphitheater is only 9,500, which is very different from the capacity of the Gorge Amphitheater. Of course, that was over 27,000. This is only over 9,000, but it is considered to be one of the best small venue locations in the whole world. So both of them rank really high as amazing venues, but like they're just not the same because of how big they are, right? And they're both famous because they're each so scenically beautiful in their own way. I already kind of painted a picture of the Gorge Amphitheater. Of course, I said it's in Washington, so it's very lush and green. But what's so special about it is that the amphitheater is actually elevated and then stops straight on, drops down, and right there is a massive majestic view of the Columbia River going through the foothills of the Cascade Range, and so it's just such an amazing sight. You can oversee the whole thing, and it is truly majestic, and especially later on in the day when it's almost sunset, when it's almost magic hour, it gets even prettier because of all the colors. It's truly a breathtaking view. Like, you honestly just feel so small in this massive area of natural beauty. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but it is true. I did mention that it is quite a big venue, but aside from the actual event center, there's also always separate area for camping because, as I mentioned, it is kind of way far out in the middle of nowhere. It's super far from Seattle, super far from Spokane, and I think I believe the nearest hotels are like an hour away from the event venue, so it's honestly just smart to camp if you ever go to the Gorge for an event, and basically every event they do have a camping option. So aside from the event or festival area, area, there is that area for camping, and honestly, it just makes the venue so massive. As for the ROCKS Amphitheater, yes, it is smaller, but what is cool about it is that it was built inside of a rock structure, and it has this really cool looking, large, tilted, kind of disc-looking rock behind the stage that gives it like this legendary iconic characteristic. And just like the Gorge Amphitheater, it does have its own unique breathtaking view. The view is a very different type of scenic view though. What you can see when you're high up in the rocks is the skyline of Denver, Colorado, which looks really cool at night. It's very pretty. And then of course during the daytime, especially like as you arrive and like walk up to the amphitheater, you're surrounded by tons of cool nature, a bunch more red rocks obviously because you're in like the Red Rocks Park. However, when you're in the amphitheater specifically, I feel like you can't really see that much because you're like inside of this rock structure. So some of the things that they have in common is obviously that they're very unique types of venues. They're scenic, they're out in nature. The venues creatively use nature to create an experience. But another really big thing that they have in common that stood out to me is that they both require a lot of exercise. So this is my first time going to Red Rocks. I had no idea what to expect, and it was a massive hike to get from where we parked up the Red Rock structure, and then when we were in the venue there's like a bunch of stairs going uphill, downhill. It's just like when you go to Red Rocks, expect for there to be a lot of hiking, a lot of going up ramps, going upstairs, coming down, and it's a mission. So the Gorge Amphitheater is very similar in that it is demanding in physical exercise. It's a lot bigger than Red Rocks, so you do have the main amphitheater, which is like a grass setting, and then it goes down to the very bottom. It's a pretty massive amphitheater. And the last time I went, at one point I did decide to go all the way from the top to the very bottom of the pit area so I could be really close to the stage, and then eventually I knew I had to go back. So when I went back, it was a mission. It is such a far walk from the very bottom to the very top. I actually had to give myself a pep talk the entire time going back up. I was basically walking just one step in front of the other at a time, and I was like, don't stop, just keep going, one step, one step, one step. I gave myself a pep talk the whole time, and it felt like it was never gonna end, but I was like, keep going, keep going. It was intense. I'm getting out of breath just thinking about it. At the same time though, Red Rocks was the same. It was a lot of walking uphill. It was definitely a hike. Both of them are hikes, but the Gorge, aside from the amphitheater, like just the walking around areas where they have like food booths, merchandise. Usually, especially for a festival, there's a second stage, and so the areas between the other stages and the amphitheater, like the common area, those are also not really flat areas. Even if the hills are smaller, the terrain is just up and down, so prepare for a leg day. Whether you're going to the Gorge or Red Rocks, prepare for a leg day. But yeah, the main difference is that Red Rocks has a bunch of stairs and the Gorge doesn't have any stairs. I don't think. It's just hills you're walking up and down. So that's kind of nice. Stairs hurt. My legs and my butt hurt definitely after Red Rocks. Yeah. And I was like having a great time running around the venue, to be honest. Like I didn't spend a whole lot of time just sitting in my spot watching the show. Like I was running around aimlessly, and so I did a lot of stairs and a lot of hills. It was a lot. I was so sore. I did want to talk just a little bit about the history of each venue, music-wise, like who has performed at which venue. So Red Rocks Amphitheater has actually been around since 1941. That's how long artists have been performing there, and with it being such a unique venue, it obviously became very popular very fast, and they definitely had some amazing performances by really big artists over the years, including the Beatles, Dave Matthews Band, Stevie Nicks, U2, Daft Punk, and like I'm sure the list goes on, but because Red Rocks has been around so long, obviously like so much history has been made there, and I think that's so cool and unique about it. However, the Gorge Amphitheater has only been active as a venue since 1986, and since it's been around a shorter amount of time, it obviously hasn't had as much history as far as performances go. Like the Beatles obviously didn't play there, but they did have the Dave Matthews Band, Coldplay, Pearl Jam, Nickelback, The Police, and a lot of music festivals. So like that's a difference, is that Red Rocks is so small, it's basically like a single stage event, right? As for the Gorge, it's actually the perfect place for music festivals because it's so big. It is so big that it allows to have more than one stage if a festival desires. And so it's different from Red Rocks in that way. And like I do love rock music, so I do love going to concerts, but in general, I'm mostly a music festival goer, and festivals are my cup of tea, so I definitely plan on going to the Gorge many more times to come. I will probably go to Red Rocks a lot too, just because they have banging lineups there all the time. I don't know why it took me so long to go there. Honestly, honestly, I just always have such a packed schedule with events. It's hard to make time for all of them, right? But I'm really happy that I got to see Seven Lions at the Gorge there. He's my favorite artist, so it was honestly kind of like perfect. If you want to see my vlog for that, to see my first experience attending Red Rocks, I will drop the link to that in the description of this video so you can check it out, and check out all my Seven Lions and Midas and Andrew Bayer and Gem and Tori clips. I do for sure, at least this year, plan on going back in October. I'm going to go see Illenium at Red Rocks. He is doing a 3-day event, October 7th, 8th, and 9th, and I have tickets to see him the 7th and the 9th. Because the 7th is on a Thursday and it's supposed to be a throwback set, and then I'm going on Saturday for his new set, which is going to be probably a Fallen Ember set, his brand new album. As for the Gorge, I actually do have a lot more events planned there. So in a couple weeks, I'm going to Base Canyon at the Gorge, which is going to be my first time going to Base Canyon, and I'm really excited because we're going Ultra VIP, which is like not just VIP but extra VIP, because did I already mention that it's on my birthday? Yeah, it's on my birthday and I'm going all out. I'm gonna treat myself. If you're going to Base Canyon, let me know in the comments because I will be having a birthday party in the campsite. Details to be announced soon, hopefully within the next week or so. Besides Base Canyon, I also am still debating about going to Seven Lions Chronicles at the Gorge. It's so hard because, like, if you guys have seen my festival schedule, I have so much going on, and that one weekend is like one of my only free weekends, but like I want to go so bad, dude. I want to go so bad. I love Abraxas, and Abraxas is gonna be on the lineup, and it's just like honestly the perfect lineup. Like, I want to go so bad. So I don't know if I'm going, but I might, but I don't know, so stay tuned for that because decisions, guys. And besides that, even if I don't go to Chronicles, I will be going back to the Gorge for Beyond Wonderland at the Gorge. It's gonna be the first time Beyond Wonderland is held there, and I'm really excited because I love Beyond Wonderland in Southern California and I love the Gorge Amphitheater, so it's like mixing the two together. It's gonna be amazing. I know it already. And by the way, just want to let you guys know, if you don't already know, I am an official affiliate of INSOMNIAC events, so if you need tickets to Beyond Wonderland at the Gorge or any INSOMNIAC festival, please use my affiliate link in the descriptions of my video and the links on my Instagram to purchase your tickets. I really appreciate it. It helps me out, and thank you in advance to anyone who does use my links. Okay, sorry. Now back to the official question of this video. Which venue is better, Red Rocks or the Gorge? And honestly, it's not really a fair question because they are so different. For one thing, they are completely different in size. They're completely different event venues. Red Rocks is at 9,000 capacity. It is very, very small in an intimate setting. I like that about it. And the Gorge Amphitheater is massive. It fits over 27,000 people, right? That's what I said. And so it's a massive, majestic experience. Also, they are technically both scenic venues, but the scenes are so different. Like, the Gorge is overlooking this beautiful 7 wonders of the world nature scenery, right? And Red Rocks is cool, but you're mostly looking out over the Red Rocks, and then at nighttime you could see the Denver skyline, which is pretty, but you're not too close, so it's not like, yeah, they're just not the same. They can't equally be compared. It's not fair. However, I will tell you in this video which one my personal preference is, which one I think is better. According to me, having been to both, I'm so nervous to like say it because I don't want to get backlash, but just remember, everybody is different. But I do think personally that the Gorge Amphitheater in Washington is a better experience than Red Rocks. For me, for what I like, I just love the Gorge so much. It's so beautiful, and Red Rocks is a good experience, but it just feels so enclosed, like you are literally inside a rock instead of like at the Gorge when you're outside in nature overlooking beautiful nature scenery. It's just different, and the Gorge is definitely more my cup of tea. I hope I don't get backlash from this, guys, because you know, everyone's different, and especially different venues mean more to different people because of the memories they've created there, because of the artists they've seen there. But yeah, I would have to say over the two, the Gorge is definitely my favorite. I would highly recommend going to both of them though. They're both amazing experiences, and like I said, I will continue to go to both of them throughout the year and indefinitely, I'm sure, because I'm never gonna stop raving. I'm never gonna stop going to concerts, so I'll probably be at both of them a lot for the rest of my life. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know these type of opinions are a little controversial, but I do like to do these side-by-side comparisons, especially about things that people always ask me about all the time. Like I did do another video where I compared EDC Las Vegas to Tomorrowland Music Festival because I've been to both. I did an EDC Orlando compared to EDC Las Vegas, again because I've been to both. And I know people are just curious, and so since I've been to all these things, I might as well answer those questions that people have about which things are better, as opposed to like people who haven't been giving their opinion about which is better, etc. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you like this video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos about all the music festivals I'm going to this year. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, so I have tons of videos from so many festivals all over the world that I've already been to, but even just for this year, the rest of my year's lineup is so crazy. Expect videos from all of this. It's gonna be crazy. I'm so excited. And don't forget to let me know in the comment section if I'll be seeing you at any of these events as well. I love meeting new people, and if you were to watch like my rave vlogs, like my 7 Lions at Red Rocks one, like I get really animated when I meet people, when I meet subscribers and followers of mine, because I really just appreciate you guys so much. And so when I meet someone, when I meet anyone, I get really excited. I'm a lot to handle. I'm very energetic. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. Until next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.